Neglected by her father and stepmother since childhood, Esther hires Ethan Walden as her personal bodyguard only to fall in love with him and begin pursuing his affection. But Ethan remains distant. Unbeknownst to Esther, he is secretly the heir to the powerful Walden family and harbors feelings for her stepsister instead. Devastated and furious, Esther impulsively marries Charlie Shaw, a man trapped vegetative state. Esther informed her father she'd marry Sean, who was comatose. Her father responded, "You've finally come to your senses," and asked which wedding dress she'd like, offering to buy it for her. However, Esther demanded $20 billion as compensation for marrying Sean, citing her sacrifice of giving up on Ethan, who she claimed only had eyes for Jenna. Her father's anger boiled over, and he insulted her for being greedy. The next day, Esther stood by the door, watching Ethan gaze at and kiss Jenna's photo. Heartbroken, Esther reflected on her feelings, wondering if her loneliness since her mother's death had led her to develop feelings for Ethan. Esther recalled how Ethan had cared for her, pampered her, and saved her from harm, but his heart belonged to someone else. As she overheard him on the phone, she learned that he couldn't love her, that she couldn't compare to Jenna, and that his role as her bodyguard was merely a ruse to be close to Jenna. Heartbroken, Esther stood by the door, whispering to herself, "This is the last time, I'll never love you again." When she invited him to accompany her to a function the next day, he initially declined, citing a day off. However, when she mentioned Jenna would be attending, he quickly accepted. Esther whispered to herself, "Since it's Jenna you love, I'll take you to her side." At the auction, Esther dazzled in a red dress, but her beauty was eclipsed by her pain as she watched Jenna, her stepsister, affectionately hold Ethan's hand and say she'd missed him. Ethan, Esther's bodyguard, blushed with happiness, his eyes shining with adoration for Jenna. As the auction began, Esther bid on several items, but Jenna, fueled by jealousy, bid on everything Esther wanted. Unbeknownst to both women, Ethan secretly bought all the items, using his wealth as the Walden heir to ensure Jenna's triumph. Esther soon realized her bodyguard was behind the bids and stormed out in anger. Esther stopped by the bar to clear her mind, only to find her stepsister Jenna there, with Ethan's gaze fixated on Jenna. Noticing this, Esther got up to dance, but when some guys approached her aggressively, Ethan intervened. However, when the lights flickered and went out, Ethan swiftly shielded Jenna instead of Esther, leaving Esther hurt. At the hospital, Jenna blamed herself, but Ethan reassured her he'd make the same choice again, prioritizing her safety. Esther, wounded and exhausted, ordered them to leave her alone. The next day, upon returning home, Esther confronted Ethan, her voice laced with hurt. "You failed to protect me. Shouldn't I punish you?" She whispered.